Next probably 3 or 4 years driving trucks back and forth, Scotland to Bosnia, almost constantly. Hugely steep learning curve, discovering I really did not have a clue about anything I was trying to do, including driving trucks. I was very bad at driving trucks, and as the work grew, we had to drive bigger trucks. We got to the big articulated trucks, and along the way, I met my future wife. She was then a nurse from Scotland who gave up her job to help in Bosnia. And turned out very quickly that she was much better at driving trucks than I was. Became my co-driver, passed her test before I did when we had to go and sit those truck driving tests. But learning all the time, Nick, not just learning about how bad I was at driving trucks, but learning especially from the people I thought I'd gone to help in the refugee camps. Learning quite early in this journey that there's a real risk in doing this kind of work, like sort of becoming a professional aid worker, as it were. That you can subtly start to think you identify as the giver. I'm the giver. That person over there is just a passive receiver. And subtly starting to think as the giver, I'm somehow superior to the one in need. And I remember those days getting to know people in those refugee camps and learning very quickly. Many of them were people who were much better educated than I was, that's for sure. People who had a much richer life experience than I had. And yet, at that moment, they just happened to be in need of some help. And it really started to form our thinking about that, about how do we do this work always in a way that really respects the person that we're serving. And I think that's a constant risk as we do this kind of work, that we have to try and keep it rooted in that. And I learned some early lessons about that in Bosnia.